We said yesterday that the election lawsuits have not worked out particularly well for President Trump. There is one big one left, though. There is a huge one left. And this has to go to the Supreme Court in the sense that it's a state suing other states. So before there's even the chance that this case could be heard, YouTube is saying if you question anything about the 2020 presidential election, you'll be kicked off of YouTube. I don't know if this video is going to be on YouTube right now. I'm just reading the news, but the news is contradicting YouTube's preferred political narrative. So I don't know. Maybe they're going to kick me off. Here's the order from YouTube. Quote, yesterday was the safe harbor deadline for the United States presidential election, and enough states have certified their election results to determine a president-elect. Given that, we will start removing any piece of content uploaded today or anytime afterward that misleads people by alleging that widespread fraud or errors changed the outcome of the 2020 U.S. presidential election, in line with our approach toward historical U.S. presidential elections. Okay, fair enough. I mean, not really fair enough. It's a stupid rule. But if they really held every political candidate to this standard, at least it would be coherent. Then I was remembering a couple years ago, there was a race in Georgia for governor between Brian Kemp and Stacey Abrams. And Stacey Abrams lost that race, and then she and many other people claimed that she had won that race. And they continued to claim that after the election was certified and after Brian Kemp was sworn in. In fact, that election was in 2018. In July of last year, a video was uploaded to YouTube featuring Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks and some other liberal guy describing how Brian Kemp stole that election.
So now you got, unfortunately, a potential new stolen election, and that's Georgia.
Georgia, absolutely. So what happened is, in the case of Georgia, Brian Kemp, with the help, by the way, of his buddy Chris Kobach of Kansas, purged over 500,000 voters.
The race was about a 1.5 point difference, but it was actually much narrower than that when you looked at what would have required a runoff.
Yeah, it was a few thousand votes. About
just
6,000.
a few thousand votes, and they would have needed a runoff.
It was a pure steal.
It was a pure steal. As of the time of this airing, that video is still on YouTube. There's a chance our video is not on YouTube, but that video is on YouTube. Seems like a double standard. Now, you might say, Michael, you didn't read carefully enough, because it says that they're going to take down videos that question the outcome of the presidential election, not the Georgia gubernatorial election. And this is in line with their approach historically toward U.S. presidential elections. Okay, fine. So you can question the results of other elections, just not the presidential. Except they also question the presidential election. I just Googled very quickly for a video that was uploaded fairly recently. Trump stole 2016. Will he steal the 2020 election? This video is up on YouTube today as well.
George W. Bush lost the popular vote by 500,000 votes, and his brothers and the Supreme Court stole the election for him in Florida. And Donald Trump lost the popular vote by 3 million votes. And, and frankly, I think there was some nefarious stuff going on in Ohio, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania that handed the vote to Donald Trump.
Nefarious stuff going on in Ohio, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania in 2016 that handed the vote to Donald Trump, meaning nefarious, right? It was wicked stuff, criminal sort of stuff, illegitimate vote. So this guy, some liberal guy I haven't heard of, is questioning the results of the 2020 election and the 2000 election in the same video. But explicitly the 2020 election, long after that election was certified. So obviously this YouTube order is complete BS. It's not a real standard. There is no historical U.S. presidential election approach and rule from YouTube. They're just instituting this against conservatives and to defend liberals. So when liberals say that elections were stolen, it's totally fine. And when conservatives raise any questions about ongoing litigation that can and very likely will go to the Supreme Court, it's the only court that could hear the case, you're not allowed to say that. They'll take your video down.